Steven, do you know what you're going to do with your rotation the rest of the weekend, or is it just kind of day by day?
Tomorrow will be Joey Cantillo, and then we'll know post-game tomorrow who's going Sunday. So, but Joey will be starting tomorrow.
What did Leiter do so well down in Texas against you guys?
He was landing every off-speed pitch and attacking good command with his fastball, and then they got an early lead, and he just settled in and kind of mowed us down. So we got to be ready to go. He's got a really good fastball. He's going to mix that around the zone, so we got to be ready to jump his fastball.
Texas has shut down a lot of guys for the regular season. They're eliminated from the playoffs. How do you make sure you don't underestimate a team like that that's maybe not at their full strength?
Yeah, we don't underestimate anybody. We got to go out and play our type of baseball. We have to play clean baseball, come out, attack the strike zone, have really good at-bats, and it's a Major League Baseball game. Everybody's good. Every player that steps foot on the field is really, really good.
If you do not have to pitch Gavin Williams Sunday, it would be a whole week, 6 days off. Can a pitcher get too rested, or?
We're only concerned with today and this weekend. We haven't talked about beyond the weekend.
When you first met Slade Cecconi at the start of the year to now, what's the biggest takeaway that you've learned about him?
There's a lot there. Just from meeting Slade to knowing him now, he is as routine oriented as it comes. He's detailed. He's eclipsed his career high in innings a long time ago, and he's getting better. Just speaks to his work ethic, the way he goes about his business, his preparation. This is one of the most prepared, ready pitchers I've been around in my career, and he's a competitor. He is the exact how you could draw up a starting pitcher's personality and traits. It's exactly what you want.
There's always exceptions, but most starting pitchers that I've known over the years, they almost go into a different persona on the day they pitch. Where's he at on that spectrum for you?
He's pretty much the same person, but he gets a little more locked in on game day. Kind of keeps to himself for the most part, but yeah, he definitely loves the day he pitches, and he's ready to go at all times.
To piggyback off that a little bit, you mentioned the other night when we were talking about Tanner, the word competitive. How important is that? Because when we talk about pitchers, we always talk about stuff and how many pitches, but how important is it to have a starter that competes the way some of these guys do?
Yeah, you have to. There's nights you don't have stuff. There's nights you don't have your command. There's nights that you're working without your best arsenal. That's where your competitive comes in. That's Tanner the other night. He did not have his best stuff or his best command, but found a way to go 6 innings and limit the damage. So you have to have that competitiveness to survive.
You've been in, I guess, in your career, you've been a spoiler. You've been the hunted, so to speak. What's the difference in attitude? I mean, what's the difference in mindset with a team that's out of it, but is really playing a team with a chance to win, or with everything at stake?
Yeah, it's baseball. You go until the finish line. It doesn't matter if you're in it, out of it. Like us, where you have a chance to get in, you're going to give it everything you have because you finish the season, and you don't coast, you don't skate through. You fight every single day because, one, on an individual level, you don't know when your last game's ever going to be. You don't know what's going to happen, and you want to go and take the field and represent your team and represent yourself the right way, and that's what professionals do. You play till the end of the season, and these guys are going to come at us with everything they've got, and they're a really good team. We have to be on our A game, ready to go.
This may be a hard one because it's about Jose, but last night I think it's most extra base hits in your career. Every night's one, but just out of all of these numbers, is there one that stands out to you?
The 3,000 total bases to me was just, you fathom that. And I mean, you break down the math, that's what, 100 doubles for 10 straight years, or something. Maybe that's terrible math. That's 2,000. But okay, so even better, that's 30 triples for, 10 straight years, so to speak. So, but the 3,000 total bases to me was that's the one number where you look at it and you're like, holy cow. 700 plus extra base hits. I mean, that's most people that play for a long time don't even get 700 hits, let alone extra base hits. And so every number that Jose gets, it just seems to continue to be super impressive.
Hedgie had the line about Jose last night that by the time it's all said and done for him, those records that he has now are going to be untouchable. What's it like having a guy on this roster knowing that he's already generational and only getting better.
It's fun to watch. It's truly a pleasure that we get to all watch him every night and take it for granted, because it's impossible to cherish it as much as we do every single day. And Jose Ramirez is one of the best players on the planet, and we get to watch him every day. He leads our guys. He makes people better. It's the teammate just as much as the player that really does it for me.
Loader, outside of maybe runners in scoring position over the last month, it's hard to quantify the growth in the offense side of things. But there's an old term that we hear over and over again about giving at bats away, and that's a cardinal sin for a hitter. Have you seen less of that? Have you seen this team find another way to grind out, be competitive in their at bats? Has that been a difference maker over the last month, do you think?
I think that's part of it for sure. We're watching guys not make the same mistake as often, right? And we talk about making new mistakes every day. You want everybody making new mistakes every day. We see a lot less of the repeated, rollover on the first pitch changeup. We're seeing a lot less of that. And, I think I've been super pleased with the growth. Obviously, it's been a tough year offensively for us. But we've done enough to keep ourselves in it. And I'm really proud of these guys, and I can't wait to watch them go back out there this weekend.
What does it mean to you guys as players and managers and coaches to draw 2 million fans to the ballpark?
It's so cool. We love playing in front of our fans. The last 3 nights here have been electric. It's felt like playoffs because of the fans. It's cool to have their support, and that they want to come here and watch us in person. And people love coming to the baseball field. It's so much fun to just go watch a baseball game. But when our fans are here, we feel it, and it definitely gives us a jolt. So to have 2 million fans again this year, we're really proud of that, and we're thankful.
Been high on George Valera having pro at bats out there. Why is that 2 spot in the lineup in a good place for him?
It's good because we like to pinch hit there, and you usually get the third at bat off the starter. But George manages at bats really well, and he gets on base in front of Hosey. Really, that's your job, hitting in the tool. Get on base in front of Hosey, and George has done a really nice job of that.
I know you said the atmosphere's felt playoff like the last few games, but how long have you guys been in playoff mode in your mind?
We're in playoff mode every day. We try to think of every game as a playoff game. Really, when the calendar flips to September, it's go time. And they start to feel the fall air. It feels like October, right? So, when you treat every game like a playoff game, there's not one game that feels bigger than another. We know where we are in the calendar, and we got 3 games left, and one of them's tonight, and that's the only one we can control.
How do you not get burned out as a team with so many high leverage games?
We love them. We thrive in them. That's when we're at our best, is when we're playing high leverage games, and that these guys are proving that. And you don't get burnt out. If you get burnt out, you wouldn't make it this long in baseball. You wouldn't be able to do the 8 months straight that everybody does that works in this game if you didn't love it. So nobody's getting burnt out around here.
So with those kind of games, and you had weeks of them for sure, how beneficial is that for your younger guys? And you got a lot of them.
Yeah, we're going to be ready to go. Hopefully we have a game on Tuesday, and we'll be ready to go for it. But these guys are ready. They're ready for tonight. They're ready for the weekend, and I couldn't be more proud of the way they've played.
I'm just thinking, I was reading there was in one of the Texas newspapers a story about Bochy and whether or not he's going to be back next year. It's in Chris Young's hands. He's the GM. Knowing him the way you do, how much better is the game of baseball with him in it?
Yeah, Bochy is one of the best managers of all time. He's going to the Hall of Fame. Fortunate enough to play for him. The game needs people with all different experience levels, different experiences in general and different backgrounds. That's what makes baseball beautiful. Anyone can play it. Anyone can play it. Anyone can coach it. And Vogt has been really good at it for a really, really long time, and I'm truly blessed that I got a chance to play for him, and I hope he sticks around. But if he doesn't, he's had one heck of a career, and I'm honored that I can say I got to play for Bruce Bochy.
Anything you learned from Vogt that you could apply this year, just with the losing streaks, with the off-field stuff that maybe benefited you this year?
I learned so much from all the managers I played for. with Bochy, it was his last year in San Francisco, so I kind of got to watch that and just how he handled the emotions of that, along with our team that year. So to put it one specific thing, I probably couldn't pinpoint it, but I learned a ton from Bruce Bochy, and I'm fortunate to have played for him.
There was an interesting vibe in the locker room last night after a loss. Everybody seemed so relaxed. There was music playing. Usually don't, when you go in a losing locker room, there's just kind of silence. But what can you explain that, or what does that come? Where does that come?
That comes from the players. I mean, that's their room, and we just won a series against a team, right? We've been on a great streak. We've been playing really well. One loss isn't going to derail these guys. We've got 3 games left with an opportunity to get in. There's no reason for them to sit by their lockers and think about everything that went wrong in one day. No, we're winning. We're a winning team. We're going to keep that winning mindset. We're going to keep that winning spirit, and let's see what happens.
All right, we're going to keep this short and sweet. I believe George Valera is maybe the 3rd longest tenured player in the organization, right around with Jose and Brian Roquio, I believe. I see your smile already. But just knowing everything that George has been through, how cool is it to see we're in the last weekend of the season, he's hitting second, and he's helping this team right now?
Oh, it's so awesome in so many ways. And I think, George's journey here hasn't been seamless. He's had to overcome a lot to get here. I mean, every guy to some extent had to overcome obstacles to get here, but George has had to overcome more than most. And I think the entire organization celebrated when George got that first opportunity to come up, and he's been so incredibly appreciative, and he's embraced the moment, and it's been pretty fun to see how he's contributed and help us win games.
When you hire a manager, there's no blueprint, right? You guys you go through what you think is going to help. And I said something to Voter a couple days ago. It was months ago. I was like, everybody said you didn't go through anything last year, and you won Manager of the Year. And I know those awards, they are what they are. They're nice, but they don't mean anything. What can you say about the job he's done and what he's had to navigate through this year?
Yeah, Voter's done an incredible job, Andre. We've faced our fair share of obstacles this year, and there would have been plenty of times where our season could have taken a different trajectory, and it could have kept going and us not be where we are today. But Voter's consistency, his leadership, the way he shows up every single day, his energy, the way he helps players and staff believe in themselves, the support he provides to help them continue to grow and get better is relentless. And he shows up the same every single day, no matter win or lose, trying to find a way to help us win that game and also help each individual get better. And that consistency has never wavered from him, even when we were at our lowest points.
As a parent, and you and I talk about this a lot, it's hard to talk about kids just worry about today. Don't worry about Saturday. Don't worry about next week. This team has taken on just win today. As an organization, how important has that been? But how difficult is it? Because we're human. Yeah. We got these computers on our hands everywhere we go. How difficult is that to get a whole organization to kind of really be upon just worry about today?
Well, you have to work at it. It's one thing to talk about it, but it doesn't just happen. And I think you hear us say all the time, control what we can control. And that means we can't control what happened yesterday. We can't control what happens tomorrow, but we know what's in front of us today. Let's focus on that. And I think that mindset has paid great dividends for us throughout the course of the year. And it's not only the mindset, but our players and staff and coaches embodying that and living that every day.
All right, last one. I'm asking everybody slowly throughout this weekend. And I've asked him this too. Out of all the numbers, because every time Jose gets a hit, I don't know how much you watch our games, but I know you watch them on TV. We get a thing that pops up of he's number 2 in this, number 1 in this. So I'm giving you time. I'm talking through it. Which number makes you go, oh my gosh, I can't believe he's at that point in the franchise numbers?
How about this? I'm not going to answer it because the thing that I appreciate most about Jose is some of the things that just aren't visible and don't show up in the numbers. That when he busts his tail down the first base to be able to make sure he didn't make the third out of the inning and we score 6 runs after that, or the way he connects with guys in the clubhouse and the environment he creates, I so appreciate and don't take for granted for a second the things he does on the field because they're historic, they're Hall of Fame caliber. But the things that I appreciate, that I've grown to appreciate more and more with Jose, are the things that just aren't as evident and don't show up in the box score.
I told the story in the air the other day to go off of that. I said to Stephen Kwan in spring training, we were doing the whole thing about guards ball. And Kwani being Kwan goes, Play like Jose Ramirez.
That's it. You can't say any better than that. Play like Jose.
Yeah.
That's it.
So when you give that answer, I kind of shrug, but like it really does come through. Like I get a front row seat to watch how he's telling Rocchio what to look at in his swing, how he's telling Angel Martinez what to look at when he's leading off, where he's telling George Valera, you're going to get another slider. You know, like it's constant.
Yeah, think about that. I mean, the duration of a baseball season and how much happens during the course of the year. Jose doesn't take a pitch off. For 162 games, it's really hard to be locked in, but I can't think of a time when Jose Ramirez was not locked in during the course of a baseball game or a baseball season. And that, in and of itself, is pretty incredible.